gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful gamers, welcome back to Role-Playing Games. This is Mariel Con98, and I would like to discuss about RPGs. If you like content, like the videos, super appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel as well. No one has told you today you're a gorgeous and beautiful person. You are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Today's video, we're going to be speaking about Palicoes and Palamutes. It has come to my attention when I play that nobody carries their Palicoes. Dude, like, why? Why would no one be carrying their Palicoes? Let's discuss about the differences of a Palamute, my beautiful, beautiful Palamute, Hideyoshi and William. Yes, that is a reference to Neo 2 and 1. But, yeah. So, the main aspects why you would want to be carrying a Palamute or a Palico. When would you like to have a Palamute and when would you like to have a Palico? We're going to keep it short with Palamute. The only reason why would you want to have to carry your Palamute, which is your doggy right here, it's because of transportation. Now, how badly do you need transportation in this game? Let's have in mind that the maps in this game are really not that impressive when it comes to size. It's really not an open world, which is why it's a different areas with little zones. So, traversing, yeah, it could most definitely be nice to have a Palamute to get fast to the monster that you're trying to get to. And maybe you would be thinking to yourself, the faster that I get to the monster, the faster that I am going to kill the monster, the faster that I can keep farming my monsters. Can be further away from the truth. Honestly, if you go carrying your wire box, you have 3 wire box. If you use them, by the time that one wire box is still reloading, the next one is already going to be ready. And no, it is not going to be as fast as using your Palamute, but it's not going to be that much slower as using a Palamute. It's not really going to take you that long. On the other hand, the Palamute doesn't reach some certain areas where you can get permabuffers. Now, permabuffers are very important when you are just starting the game. A Palamute is going to neglect those permabuffers. Even in late, not when starting the game, I was trying to say in late game. We all know that there's that one dude that is going to tell you do not need permabuffers if you're good enough. And that one dude that said that is the very first one that died when the monster, Teostra, Shaladora, the apex monster, did something that one-shotted them. Right? So yeah, you do need your permabuffers, and your Palamute is not going to allow you to get those permabuffers. I'm not saying that you should take all the way in the entire hunt to gather all of the permabuffers, but if you manage to be aware of where they are, and you have a planned route towards the monster, you can grab those permabuffers on your way to the monster. That's one thing. So, do we really need the transportation that the Palamute offers? It really neglects you of some other things that you might need to be gathering in your hunt. Now, when we come up to the body board, we will see that when we have our Palamutes, they basically do nothing. Like, combat-wise, they are not as efficient as a Palico. And this is the second portion of the video, where I tell you, why would you want to be using instead the Palico? Because you do. You want to be using the Palico instead of the Palamute. And the reason for that is very simple. Because of the skills that you have with your Palicoes. Take this one for example. This is a beautiful, beautiful Palico that it really has a whole lot of stuff. So when you're, just give me one moment. Let's head over to the hiring of the Palicoes. I really got lucky with that Palico. It has many amazing things. There might be Palicos that have not much of amazing stuff like that one, like mine. But yeah, we have different kind of Palicos. We have healers, we have gatherers, we have bombardiers, we have fighters, and we have assistants as well. I do not have an assistant right here, But on the Palamutes, you will see every single Palamute it's very much the same. It's just the appearance what changes. When it comes to the attack skills that they have, the attack skills that they have are not really going to be that amazing. Well, they do have Knockout King, which is something good. That it is not as common, and you do not have as much control as you would with something like this one, for example. But that being said, those side skills right here, these are the ones that you are interested in. Alright? So, for example, a fighter Palico is going to be able to get a go fight win. Reduces Hunter's stamina loss while your Palico is dancing. And I cannot stress enough how important this is for a bow user, for a daggers user, for very much any hunter that is going to be using stamina. Yes, you can use energy drinks, but those are not infinite. You can use this one as well as a mean of DPS. This is going to enhance, natively enhance your DPS. Why? Because you're getting something out of that Palico instead of like he just moving around dancing and being in that. We also have Power Drum. Increases the attack and defense both for hunters and bodies. This guy natively gives you damage on itself and defense for all that matters. We also have Rousing Roar. I might be mistaken, but I do believe that this is the one that gives you affinity. So if you're going for a weapon that has low affinity, this is going to compensate for that. And if I am in fact mistaken and this is not the one, you can basically research the one that it is, that gives you a percentage of affinity and is going to complement your build. Now, what I have on my Palico, it's a, like I said, they have all kind of different skills that will natively help you in a hunt. You have healers that will heal you during the hunt. You have gatherers that will enhance your capabilities of both getting monster parts as well as materials in a hunt. These ones are very useful for knocking monsters, but that being said, in my Palico right here, William, take a look at this. I have Go Fight Win. This doesn't get as good as this. Go Fight Win, which is amazing for my dual blades build. And then we have Ps4. I always carry this, always. Ps4 basically steals materials from monsters during a hunt, and at the end of the hunt you're going to get away with at least 5 extra materials. That is more than carving or capturing a monster. And if you're struggling trying to get those materials and you just kill the monster over and over again and you didn't manage to get those materials, you can get it from the Palico. It could significantly reduce the amount of times that you need to kill a monster to farm for those materials that you're looking from that monster. It also have traps and again the Go Fight Win. What people doesn't realize is that you could well, basically new players always choose their Palamute because they believe that they cannot change it, because the Palamute is in the first, your Palamute that you carry to a multiplayer hunt, it's always going to be the body one, which is the one right here. But maybe they do not know that you can swap those places, and instead if you're going to play solo, carry your Palico and then your Palamute in the second slot, and while you're doing multiplayer hunts, you can most definitely use your Palico. But one thing that most people did not have in mind as well, and this is what I personally always use, is that you can also have your Palico, a second Palico, on a second slot, which is going to give you more stuff. Like for example this one. This guy is one of my favorites as well, because it gives me like that Rousing Roar it would be better off with, say, Horn as well in here. But Whirlwind Assault is going to attack endlessly the enemy. And take a look at this. With this guy, you could have a paralysis elemental weapon. I have a paralysis elemental weapon with this guy. I have a paralysis elemental weapon with this guy, which means that they are going to be inflicting paralysis on my enemies, potentially just allowing me to get more free hits on the enemy. In top of that, if you pair that with Nobunaga right here, which was the Whirlwind Assault, it's going to build up that paralysis that more faster. We also have the status attack up with my Nobunaga right here, which increases the potency of our abnormal status attacks, which is going to potentially increase that much more my ability to be able to inflict that paralysis on the enemy. And also we have Knockout King, which increases the likelihood of stunning and tiring monsters if you pair 2 Knockout Kings and 2 Palicoes, as well as, say, for example, a hammer. Then you're always going to have the monster stunned. He's never going to be on his feet. So it escapes me completely. Completely escapes me. Why would people be using their Palamute, which I believe to be useless compared to all of these assets that you have with your Palamutes? That being said, if you like the content, if you like the information, you found the video informative, a like on the video is super appreciated. No one has told you today you're a gorgeous and beautiful person. You are indeed a gorgeous and beautiful person. Have a beautiful day. Remember to subscribe to the channel as well. Before you close the door, I'll be seeing you goddamn gorgeous and beautiful people in the next one. Have a beautiful day and goodbye.